Good afternoon and welcome to the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, broadcasting live through 89.3 WBLD, Orchard Lake West Bloomfield, the all-new Lakes FM. The 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show is located at the West Bloomfield High School. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin. Thanks so much for joining us. We're happy to have you. If you're interested in stopping by, we'll be broadcasting live from noon until 3 p.m. today. The 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show will be going on until 6 p.m. today. Again, it is located at the West Bloomfield High School, located off of Orchard Lake Road, just north of Walnut Lake Road. We are in the parking lot, and we have all kinds of exciting things happening today at the Fine Art Show. There will be up to 150 juried artists that you may not see at any other Michigan art fair. They're coming to us from around the country and around the world. The weather is beautiful outside today, mid-70s. It's a gorgeous day to come by and see all kinds of art and unique artists expressing themselves through all kinds of mixed media. There's jewelry, there's metal and glass works, there's woodwork, photography, you name it, and it's happening here today at the 15th Annual Fine Art Show. The show today is put on by Hotworks, hotworks.com. Your art, our passion. You can find Hotworks at Facebook at Hotworks Art Shows. Make sure and stop by online and check out all the interesting stuff they have going on there on their Facebook page. Let's go over a couple of the basics if you're interested in stopping by at the annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show here at West Bloomfield High School. If you are an adult, admission will be $5 for you. If you are 13 and under, you can get in for free, which is pretty awesome. Pets are permitted on a short leash only. We love your pets, and we want to keep them and everyone else safe. So make sure if you bring your pet to the show that their leash is not longer than 3 feet. Also, please keep pets out of all the tented areas. There's a lot of amazing art happening here today. We want to make sure that art is safe and secure for those who are interested in purchasing it. Also, as a side note, please relieve your pet before attending the show. That way everyone has a happy and pleasant experience here today. If you're interested in what you may see here, you can see a full list of artists and their booth numbers located at hotworks.org/Orchard Lake Fine Art Show/artist list. Coming up later today, we have at 3 p.m. the Prize Patrol, where 18 professional artists awards are distributed to artists by our very own West Bloomfield Township Supervisor, Steve Kaplan. All kinds of amazing things happening here today at the art show. Also, we have a lot of entertainment to keep everyone positive and upbeat as you're wandering around among the over 100 booths that we have here today. Entertainment is provided by One Love Reggae Band, as well as the Sheila Landis Trio, Vladimir Gorotkin, and Ken Mazier. Again, you're listening to the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show on Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin, and we'll catch you back here after a short break.
You're watching the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show right here on Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
WBLD 89.3 Orchard Lake West Bloomfield. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin, and we're broadcasting live from the 15th Annual Fine Art Show here at the West Bloomfield High School. We have all kinds of art and artists here today, and sitting with me here at the table is one of our featured artists. His name is Bill Detmer, and he is with Hurricane Ridge Arts, and he's coming to us all the way from Port Angeles. Was it Washington? Thank you so much for being with us here today.
It's a pleasure.
It is such a nice, beautiful day outside. And speaking of beautiful, I see this amazing and intricate necklace and pair of earrings here in front of me. It's silver and there's purple stones. Can you tell us a little bit about this wonderful piece?
Certainly. The stone itself is called charoite. It comes from Siberia, and it has to be trucked out on horseback, pack horse, because there are no roads where they mine it, and it's all mining by hand.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's like the stuff from like a fairy tale or a book or something.
Pretty close to it. It's an area that's about 160 miles north of Lake Baikal. If anybody's a geographer and has a map, that's about dead center in Siberia.
Wow, that is fascinating. Now tell us a little bit about your company. What kinds of things do you provide for customers?
Well, we provide custom-made pieces I do all of the work. I cut and polish the stones from raw material. I decide on the shapes myself, or with suggestions of people. My chosen art form is wire wrapping. So I then wrap the polished stones in either gold-filled or sterling silver wire. This piece here is in sterling silver, and I make them in all sizes, shapes, and various different stones. I have traveled the world a lot on business on my day job, and every time I go to someplace new, I look for a rock shop or a mine that has unique materials that are custom for the area.
Wow.
And some of the best places I've been to have been in Australia and in South America. And so when I get the materials, then I usually slice the stones. The rocks can be anywhere from 3 or 4 to maybe as much as 10 pounds. And I've got a big diamond saw that I use to slice them just like a loaf of bread into slabs that are about 1/4 to 3/8 inch thick. And this is the pattern that you typically see inside of a stone. It
I see all kinds of swirls and lighter shades of purple, darker shades of purple. It's really intricate.
It is, and the outside of the stone would never tell you that that's what it looks like inside. But in any event, then I decide on the shape, and I trace an outline with a stencil, cut it, polish it, wrap it. I also do pieces that are, shall we say, more likely to appeal to men. I work with fossils such as fossilized shark's teeth, dinosaur teeth. I have a selection of replica T-Rex teeth. I could actually make the jewelry with real T-Rex teeth if the customer were willing to pay $4,000 to $5,000 for the tooth.
That's an expensive tooth there.
Yeah,
right?
but the replicas are a lot less. So they are museum replicas that the museum casts in resin to make it look exactly like the original
like
tooth.
the original. Fascinating. For those of you who are just tuning in and listening, we have Bill Detmer here on the show. You're listening to 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. We're broadcasting live from the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show being held at the West Bloomfield High School parking lot. So, Bill, tell me a little bit about how long does it take to make, on average, a necklace, for example? It looks extremely detailed.
This one probably was 10 hours of work altogether. Wow. The cutting and the polishing of the stone, it depends on the stone. Some stones, they're frangible. In other words, they'll break easily. And so I have to put a backing on the stone that is a lot harder. I typically like to use black jade for that because it's very hard. I can cut it very thin. And when I glue the two stones together, then I can cut in whatever shape I want. And so it'll take usually 2 to 2.5 hours, 3 hours maybe, to do the cutting and polishing of the stone. And then it could take another 4 hours or more to do the intricate silver work. The thing that's not obvious from this is that it doesn't take any less time to do the earrings than it does to do the big stone, because the silver work is very hard. It's very small. I mean, I say it's hard. It's hard for me because I have big hands, and it takes me a long time to make the earrings.
Yeah, I can see that. Now, I'm looking here at your website. Can people order from your website and get custom pieces if they're interested?
Yes, the website is actually under revision. There will be an ordering capability soon. But in the meantime, they can reach me by email through the website, and we can talk by phone or by Skype. And I do custom work by long distance. Somebody tells me generally what they want. I'll do a design. I'll send them an image of the design that is computer generated, and they'll say, I like this, but make this little change here, or could you make it a little smaller or a little wider or whatever. And once I get an approved design, then I cut and polish the stone. The work is guaranteed. When it's done, I take a photograph of it, send an email, and offer them last chance to bow out on this. If you don't want it, tell me now. And I've only had one person do that, and that piece sold at the next show.
Yeah.
So that was not a problem. So I don't have a problem doing that kind of thing. I have a piece that I'll be delivering here today from to a lady who came to a show at the St. Mary's place back in May that was custom made to her specifications.
Nice. Well, that's really exciting. And again, we are talking with Bill Detmer. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
He is with Hurricane Ridge Arts, and you are listening to 89.3 WBLD, Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield. And now we're going to send it over to our field reporter, Samana Sheikh. Samana, what's going on over there?
This is Samana Sheikh reporting for Civic Center TV. And right now, we're at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. I'm actually in the Eco Printing booth with Paula. So how are you today, Paula?
I'm really good, thanks.
So at the moment, Paula has actually come all the way from Ohio to show her art and her printing. So can you go in depth about why you print on fabric like this?
Yeah, so I love the all-natural form of art. And what eco-printing is basically I go out, I forage for leaves, and then I use the leaves to dye my fiber. So it's all natural. I don't use any kind of chemicals or any kind of synthetic dyes, just strictly things that you would find in nature.
So what inspired you?
Well, I've always loved fiber. My mom taught me to sew when I was really young, like 6 years old. I was sitting at the sewing machine. You know, she was teaching me how to sew. So I've always had a love for fiber. It's kind of in my blood. And so that's just, yeah.
That's awesome, especially in today's age with the millennialism. So quick question. So I recently was talking to you before, and you told me that you quit your other job to do this full time. So how many other art shows have you gone to?
This is probably my 10th or 11th show this year, and I've still got probably another 10 to go before the year is over. So yeah, about 20 a year is what I do.
That's awesome. Can you show me that, or tell me about your favorite piece?
Well, honestly, it's so hard to pick a favorite piece because it changes daily. So probably right now it's the one I'm wearing. Whatever I'm wearing is usually my favorite piece. But yeah, I don't know. It's so hard to pick a favorite, you know.
I understand completely. Everything looks amazing. So, back to you, Sheena.
You're taking the time to interview some of our artists here. We are again broadcasting live from the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. You're listening to 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin. We're going to jump into a quick break, and we will catch you on the other side.
You're watching the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, right here on Civic Center TV. Television that's close to home.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin. We are broadcasting live from the West Bloomfield High School, where we have over 100 various artists here in the parking lot of the high school. And I have one of those artists here with me in the booth today. Her name is Juan Kessler, and she is an artist who specializes in handmade paintings. She comes to us from Northville, Michigan. Hi, Juan. We're very happy to have you with us here today. Can you tell us a little bit about some of your artwork, please?
Sure, and I bring a few prints just to show. What inspired me are the people and then the urban setting. This one is from a gallery.
This is one of my favorites. I
Thank
love,
you.
Yes, I can see the detail on how you have drawn the hair and the clothing. This is a piece of art that is showing some people standing in an art gallery.
Right. This is
Wow.
a gallery in Detroit, and I was up on the balcony and looking down, and people were coming in looking at the artwork, and it was just such a beautiful image. And I sort of hand selected the people I wanted to put in the painting. So.
Yes.
And then make the composition I want. So this original is in my booth. I'm at booth 66, and it's 3 feet by 4 feet. But I also make print.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love the angle as well. Looking
Yeah.
down from above.
Right.
The detail is just amazing.
And then you are wondering what they are thinking, looking at
Yes.
these pieces of artwork hanging,
Yeah.
in front of them. So it's a really fun piece.
Now, how quickly can you sketch something like that? Because people do move and they come and they go.
Right,
and
they
how do you
do.
capture the moment?
So for a big painting like this, I do have to take a lot of reference photos and
I
then
see.
put them together. And the smaller paintings I do are on location or with models.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is another example of a big painting. Again, it's in Detroit.
Oh, I love it.
And it's called Waiting to Start. It's from Michigan Avenue. It's right next to the old stadium and looking in town. I was there in October, and it was just an October beautiful morning, very quiet, and the city was just looks like it's still asleep.
Yes, I see that in the painting. So we see some familiar orange barrels here going down one side of the street. We have the cityscape in the background. We have some vehicles, beautiful sunny sky. This is amazing. I love the detail.
And I like the orange barrel being that, it gives you a sense of the city is being rebuilt.
Yes.
So we are still waiting to start. Actually, we started already.
Yes.
So we are rebuilding the city.
Symbolism.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I love that image and waiting at a red light, and as soon as it's green, it's gold. So that's my image of this painting, and I really enjoy doing that piece.
Yeah. What else do we have here? So many awesome pieces.
This one is of Chicago during one of my trip, and at night,
So what are we seeing here? Is this the heart of downtown Chicago?
Yeah, this is Waker Street. Actually, a lot of people came in and they recognize where that is.
Oh, okay.
Right. We saw the river, the bridge, and all this light. At night, really shining.
And what were you hoping to convey symbolically with this piece of art? Because it's more muted than the other ones.
Right.
It's more dreamy and ethereal. To me, it awakens emotions of peaceefulness.
Yes, it's more
calm.
capturing the night scene of Chicago, and what I really like, or when I was there, is the train, the L that go by, and I really like. I would stop and listen to it. And in this painting here, there is actually a train going across.
Oh, I see.
So the title of this piece is called Night Train, and that's what caught my eye. I wanted to catch that in the beauty of the night landscape in Chicago.
There are so many details, from the lights in the buildings to the shadowing. How long does something like this take you? It must take quite a while.
Yeah, it does. And I work on several paintings at a time, so it can take me months, to finish one painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how much of this type of thing and the other pieces that we've seen today relies on your passion, and how much just relies on going to work to get some more painting done each day? I'm not an artist, so how does that balance out?
I think it's both. I do both. For like a big studio painting, I do spend a lot of time thinking about it and plan it out, design it. And but I also go to location, to the park, or some beautiful field, or have a model, and those is a different setting. You are just so excited right on the spot, or seeing the beauty of the model. So it's different. But I like them both. Yeah,
absolutely. So again, we are listening to an interview with Wayne Shan Kessler. She is a handmade painter, and we're discussing some of her works, and we're going to take a look at another one here. This one is of a vibrant, is it a sunflower?
Sunflower, yeah.
Oh, I love that. Tell us a little bit about this piece.
This piece is, I seldom do flowers, actually, but this piece was done when I was doing a lot of gardening. And I try sunflower, and I just love it. It's so big, so powerful, and majestic look. So I did a painting of my homegrown sunflower. Yeah, and I make clay of this. Yeah, it's very people like this piece. Just that it's a different kind of sunflower. It gives you the sense of the vibrancy, the powerfulness of the flower.
Nature, absolutely. The power of nature, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so remind everyone again where they can find you here today at the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show.
Yes, Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, and I'm at booth 66.
All right.
Very happy to be here.
Yes, we're happy to have you. It's Wayne Shan Kessler. She's coming to us from Northville, Michigan, displaying some of her hand-painted pieces here, and we're really excited to be with you here today. You're listening to 89.3 WBLD. We're going to jump over to our field reporter, Samana Sheikh, and see who she has standing by with us today. Samana?
Hi, everyone. This is Samana Sheikh reporting for Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD. And today, I have a local resident and photographer, Dane Guffin, who wants...
Don't be fussing with Dane Guffin. How many times do I have to tell you my name? Come on.
Yes, don't be fussing with Dane Guffin.
Now she got it, okay.
He is actually attending the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show and taking photographs of it. So from your experience, how has your day been so far?
Well, this is great. I mean, I see a lot of friends who've been at various shows like this and this one for decades. I come to see them and just see the new art because I really enjoy art. I just like looking at it, and I like seeing the new and stuff because, I mean, every year it's like history. Things get better and better. Same with the art. I mean, some of the stuff now is amazing. I mean, I could never do it. I mean, I just look at it and I'm amazed because some of the stuff's just incredible.
So how many booths have you been to today?
Probably about 40 or 50.
That is amazing. Can you please tell me about some of your favorite pieces you've seen?
Most of them are like clocks that are behind us, and a guy who made stuff with light bulbs and serendipity. I think you just spoke to a young lady there. She makes earrings and stuff. Some of the photography. My favorite booth of all is the police department over here to my left, because they're the only ones over here on the left who could keep me out of jail. So no, these guys right here are my favorite booth right here. This is the police department. No. Did they hear that? Okay. So no, but I love the art. I mean, some of the artists here, the talent is it's amazing. I mean, some of the finest artists in the country. You get it here.
So coming to this specific fine art show, has this actually inspired any of your own photography?
My stuff is, I try to tell people I'm more like a fly on the wall. And I try to capture a moment versus being an artist like these guys, the fish in the fishbowl. So I try to take this stuff, put it on Facebook, social media, so other people can see it around here. And a lot of these guys I've never met before would tag themselves, and through the years we become friends. Like I got someone over here laughing behind us. He's just sitting there laughing. He thinks it's real funny. But anyway, go ahead.
So, from most of these pieces, you talked about clockwork. So, can you tell me about some of the clocks that you've seen today that have inspired you as a photographer to take more pictures
One
of?
was musical instruments. They were like shaped like clocks, like guitars, drums, stuff. I don't even know what it is. I mean, I just saw it a couple minutes ago. I'm going to go back to check it out again. Then there's some stuff right behind us here. If she swung the camera around, you'll see it. And maybe she won't, I don't know. But it's all different types of clocks. I mean, it's made by David Shearer, and this guy I've seen for 20-some years, and every year his clocks get wilder and wilder with different colors. And I mean, I just love stuff like this because it's one of a kind. You're not going to see 2 or 3 of them anywhere. And that's what most of these guys are. They're one of a kind artists.
So how long have you known him for? I know that you said 20 and...
I would guess 20 years at various art shows.
How did you guys originally meet?
At an art show. I was here real early one morning, and he was here putting up his stuff. We just started talking. Then I walked up to someone else. I thought it was him. It turned out to be his twin brother, who also makes clocks. They're twin brothers, but they're twin brothers. They both make clocks. The clocks look different, but they look alike.
That's awesome. So can you please reintroduce yourself for me and tell me exactly where we could find your photography?
My name is Dane Guffin. My company is Dane's World. You can just Google me, D-A-N-E, G like in George, U-S-S like in Sam, I-N. My films are online for free. I shoot films on nature. I've shot stuff for local PBS on the Holocaust. A couple of films been nominated for and won Emmys. All my stuff's online for free. Just Google me or find me on Facebook.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Reporting for Civic Center TV, back to you, Sheena.
Thanks, Samana. We appreciate you again finding someone really interesting to interview for us. We are broadcasting live from the 15th Annual Fine Arts Show here at the West Bloomfield High School. You are listening to 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin, and we will be back after a break.
You're watching the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show right here on Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin. Thanks for joining us again at the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, located here at West Bloomfield High School. We have a special guest with us here today. We have Howard Rosenberg. He's wearing a couple of hats with us here today. He is a member of the West Bloomfield Optimist Club. He's also an elected official. So you're doubly important today, I see.
Oh, yeah, right, Sheena. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I stopped by your booth earlier. And can you tell us a little bit about what the Optimist Club does? Because I know, but maybe those listening don't quite know.
The Optimist Club of West Bloomfield is a 40-year-old organization that is specifically designed to help the children in the township. Needy children. We do a lot of charitable work in the township, and we spend most of the year raising money. If anybody's interested in joining the Optimist or being a guest of the Optimist, you're welcome to be my guest. We meet at the Stage Deli on Tuesday mornings at 7:30 every Tuesday morning, except for the following morning of a holiday,
a national holiday.
Yeah. And we have a website. You can just Google us, West Bloomfield Optimist Club.
Great. Well, with a name like the Optimist Club, who would not want to stop by and be involved, right? It's exciting. So is this your first time here at the annual Fine Arts Show? Because it's my first time.
This is the first time the Optimist Club is doing a raffle of an art piece at the art fair. But I myself have been here many times since its inception. So it's 15 years.
Wow, that's fantastic. Yes. How have you seen it personally grow and change and become even bigger and better than it was in the beginning?
You know, Patty has done a really good job. Patty Narosny, who runs the fair, has done a really good job of promoting the township and promoting the art fair and making sure that we have quality artists, just high-level fine art pieces. And if you walk through it, it's amazing. You can find some great jewelry pieces, metal pieces, oils, pastels, watercolors, crafts. It's really wonderful place.
Yes, I have a deep appreciation for art and jewelry and things like that because I have no talent in it. And I've been to several other art fairs, and I have to tell you, this one really does take the cake. It's really amazing to see all of the pieces that are here today. And so tell us a little bit about maybe one of your favorite booths or artists or type of art that you have seen here.
Well, my favorite booth is the Optimist booth.
Ah, smart man.
And what we're doing at the Optimist booth is we have a piece of art. It's a student art.
Yeah, tell us about
and
that.
It's about 40 by 60 inches. And there's a small panels of about 5 by 7 or 6 by 8 panels that each student in the West Bloomfield Art Club has done, and they put it together, and it's a take on a Van Gogh. And it's actually really gorgeous. And hopefully you can get down there and get a shot of it and show it to your viewers. But we're raffling off that piece today for $10 for a raffle ticket, and the raffle is going to be held on October 3rd. And it could be yours, and you should come down, see the art fair, and buy a raffle ticket.
Yeah. Now, can you describe the piece to us for those who are listening on the radio? What colors, what theme is involved?
If you can visualize a Van Gogh, this is as close as you can come to the original.
Okay.
It's ochre, and it's violet, and there's reds in it, and it's done off of a cafe, and it's a Starry Night piece. It's really absolutely gorgeous.
And isn't Van Gogh known for slightly chaotic pieces? Am I remembering the correct artist?
You are. He has a lot of thick brush strokes.
Yeah, that's exactly
and he has a lot of uses his palette knife and slashes things
almost,
like that. Yeah.
Almost violent in nature as far as like his expression.
But this is a calmer piece. This is not like one of his wilder pieces.
Okay. Awesome. Well, we really appreciate your time here with us today. I think we're going to jump on over to our field reporter, Samana Sheikh. Samana, are you ready for us?
This is Samana Sheikh reporting for Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD. Today at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, I was able to talk to a local artist named Paul, and I would like Paul to tell me a little bit more about himself and what has inspired his work and what he does.
Hello. I used to be a pro surfer. I've traveled around the world, taken many photographs all over the world, and just seen so many beautiful colors. So that's kind of related into my artwork, and you can see my vibrant, crazy artwork is just unreal. And I had a head injury about 10 years ago, and I fell down some stairs, and ever since that injury I've seen colors way more vivid, And it's digital art. It used to be photography, and then I've created it with the computer. And you see what it's just kind of crazy how it all comes out.
So do you mainly focus on painting, or do you focus more on media art?
More of the media. I take like the photograph, I concentrate on a photo, and then I take the colors in the background, I add color to it. Each piece has pretty close to over 100 pieces of color into it. So there's a lot of color in my pieces, and I'm kind of the new wave of art. Digital art is really new, and it's very interesting. And you don't see very much of it around, but it's very, if I should say so, it's spectacular.
So I know that you're from Brownstown, Michigan. So what has inspired you as a local artist to come and basically show your art at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show today?
Well, I really want people to see what I do, and I want to hear their reaction to these art pieces. And I get a lot of really good results from them. People really like them. They're just different. And I like to be different. I think everybody needs to be different. I think everyone is an artist in their own field, as you probably are an artist, giving interviews, and it's like, I just think that's the way it should be, and people need to explore that.
Thank you for that, by the way. Quick question, what is your favorite piece that you brought today?
It's my liquid inspiration piece. It's right here. It's a surfing piece. As I said, I used to be a pro surfer, so everything revolves around the water and the ocean, and the colors are just really crazy, aquas and the blues.
That's amazing. So how long did it take you to create this piece of artwork?
This is the very first piece that I did of this new digital, and it took me about 3 weeks because I kept playing with it. It didn't look, so I just kept playing with it, and I finally decided I'm not going to mess with it anymore, and I really like how it turned out. And that's my signature piece.
So what is usually the time duration with making something vivid like this?
It's anywhere from a couple weeks, 10 days, 14 days, and then just depends on what I feel. Some days I can whip them right out, but most of the time about a week to 10 days.
So when did you first hear about Orchard Lake's Fine Art Show, and what made you want to get involved in it?
I saw a thing on the internet about Patty that puts on the Hot Works organization, and I talked to her, and she seemed like a really good promoter, and you run into all kinds in this field, promoters, and she seemed like a really legitimate one, and so I just decided to give it a shot, and I really have had a good time here, and I like it, and Orchard Lake's a good community.
Alrighty, so can you please tell me some details about where we can find your artwork online or another outlet of social media?
Sure, I'm on Facebook at Paul Robertson or Liquid Playground, and then also you can go to Signature Art Gallery of Vero, that's in Vero Beach, Florida, and I'm in the gallery down there, and it's got a lot of top artists in the world there, so it's a really cool gallery.
Thank you so much. Reporting for Civic Center TV and WBLD, this is Samana Sheikh. Back to you, Sheena.
Thanks, Samana. Again, a great interview from one of our local artists that we have here with us today. I'm Sheena Monnin, broadcasting live from the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, located at the West Bloomfield High School. We'll be broadcasting live until 3 p.m. The show itself goes until 6 p.m. today. You are listening to 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake West Bloomfield. We'll catch you on the other side of this short break.
You're watching the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, right here on Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sheena Monnin. Welcome back to 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake West Bloomfield. We are lucky enough to be broadcasting live from the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show on this beautiful Michigan day. Weather's in the mid-70s. We're located in the parking lot of the West Bloomfield High School. We'll be broadcasting live until 3 p.m. The show is going until 5 p.m. today. Here with me in the hot seat right now is one of our local artists. He is Steve Sabula. He is known for painting with acrylic on handmade woodwork. Is that correct, Steve?
That's correct.
Now, you are holding here on this chair a massive, vibrant, chaotic, beautifully inspired piece of artwork, and I actually love it. I want it right now, like in my house. It's fantastic. Tell us a little bit about this piece.
Well, the base material, as you said, is wood. We cut all of the shapes by hand, primarily using a jigsaw freehand. No drawings, no sketches, no advanced plans to work from. We call it spontaneous freeform design.
Very free-spirited of you. I love it.
And then once we have our shapes, we literally cut, several hundred shapes. It's in a big pile, and we pull shapes from the pile and start designing a piece until we're happy with it.
Wow.
When I say we, my wife and I work together.
I was about to get to that. Okay, great.
Yes. Once we design the piece that way, we kind of assign colors to the parts and then proceed to do our paint work, which you can see is all done by hand using acrylic paint. And all the layering and colors we do by hand, fingers, toothpicks, tongue depressors. We basically play in the paint, as we say.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And then
now, what I see here is a lot of primary bright colors, which appeals to me. I'm generally a happy person, and this piece of art definitely speaks of happiness and joy and playfulness. Now, I haven't been by your booth yet that I can recall. Do most of your pieces evoke this type of happy emotion?
A large percentage of them, yes.
Oh, wonderful, yes.
We refer to the booth area as our happy place.
I didn't know that.
When
there
folks
you go.
come in.
Okay.
Yes, and on one side you'll see almost exclusively primary colors. On the other side, a mix of some earthy tones, but with some reds and purples thrown in just because.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, so we
now,
do that.
I see there's also a 3D element to this. You have pieces, for those of you who are listening and aren't able to see it, it's a cut out of a square of wood, and there's lots of holes and triangles and smaller squares that are popping out of the piece, so it's definitely 3D. Is that typical for most of your artwork as well?
Yes,
I love it.
It is. We call this one kind of our puzzle piece.
I see.
Because that's what it kind of looks like, puzzle parts in there. And then once we have assembled the piece, the final step is to put a clear epoxy resin coating over the entire piece, which gives it durability, easy to clean, and it gives the paint tremendous depth.
Now, do most of your works of art hang on the wall, or do you also have things that can go on like a desk or a mantelpiece or things like that?
The only thing for a table or countertop use, we make a line of traditional Lazy Susans that we call Crazy Lazies with a K, and they are painted in similar patterns and colors to what you see here.
Fun.
They're functional and artistic.
Nice. So again, we are with Steve Sabula. He's with TwistedDimensionArt.com, and we're discussing one of his pieces of art. So Steve, tell me a little bit about how you get inspired for each piece. Is it like a long process? Does it come to you in a ray of sunshine? How does that work?
Well, the short summary is that we use imagination without rules.
Okay.
And originally we were inspired to create just to decorate our own home many, many years ago. Family and friends got a look at what we did. Can you do a little something for me? And then we tried our hand at some small events locally.
I see.
And it is our full-time vocation.
Nice. So it happened organically, this growth and well reception of your artwork. I love that. Can you tell us a little bit about what brought you here today to this particular art show?
Well, over the years, we have participated in this show at its original location, at the location up the road, which is now under construction, and now here.
Great. Well, we're happy to have you with us here today. Are you entered into the contest? There's a couple contests going on today. Are you entered into it, and what are your thoughts on that?
The one that I know of is that, of course, they have a judge walking the show.
Yes.
And he's come in and asked questions about our work. And whatever notations he made, we are not privy to.
Right, yeah. But you have high hopes because it's a happy place.
Oh, yes, yes.
So, absolutely.
Yeah,
well,
we were selected as the best artist in show recently.
Oh, fantastic.
At another fine art event.
Great. Well, we wish you the very best of luck, and thank you, Steve Sabula, for stopping by. Again, it's Twisted Dimension Art. And can you tell those who are listening where they can find you, what your booth number is?
We're in booth number 55, double fives.
Fantastic.
And we also have a line of wonderful, large, musically themed pieces in our booth as well.
Oh, fun. The fun and the whimsy never stops with you and your wife. I get it. I love it. Well, thanks so much for your time. And now we're going to jump over to our field reporter, Samana Sheikh, as she interviews another one of the artists here today. Samana?
This is Samana Sheikh reporting for Civic Center TV and WBLD 89.3. And right now at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, I have Sydney Carter joining me all the way from Georgia. Sydney, can you please give me a little bit of background information about yourself and why you're here in Michigan?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here for the Orchard Lake Art Festival, having a great time. Lots of people, a lot bigger show than I expected. Yes, ma'am. I come every year, and I just look forward to it.
One main thing that has attracted me about your booth is when I look at your artwork, I see a lot of history and a lot of music. So can you please tell me what your paintings are mostly about?
It is mostly about music. I like this one here, I depict a lady and a man riding in a boat, a canoe, but he's playing, he's serenading her, you know. So that's mainly my focus, music. I don't play any, but I just enjoy it.
Is there some history incorporated into this as well?
Yeah, I travel to different cities and states all over a lot. When you look at my pieces, you would think mostly of Louisiana. So there's a lot of history there.
That's awesome. So can you please give me some depth about maybe the first piece you've ever painted?
Well, first piece I ever painted was it's a young black girl. She had a tear falling from her eye. And actually I won first place with it in Washington, D.C., and that's when I knew I had a gift. And I never stopped from there.
So after you painted that painting and you won a award in Washington, D.C., did that honestly make you want to paint more for future references and sell your artwork, or try to get more in the museum part of it?
Never really thought about being in a museum. I just, painting is my passion. I would do it if I didn't get paid for it. It's just something I love to do. When I did win first place, that lit a fire under me from there. I knew once I finished college that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a living off of my art.
So you're here today at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Can you please tell me what your favorite piece is that you've brought?
My favorite piece, it's this one here. It's called Gondola, the people in the canoe. So it depicts, like I said, a man serenading his lady. They're in the canoe and they have lunch and wine and everything, so having a good time.
What inspired this piece?
Wishing I could be at a place like that, to be able to relax for a moment and just, ride around and float around in the water and just, enjoy myself. Maybe one day.
Definitely. So, Sydney, can you please give me some information about where we can look more at your artwork online or social media?
Yes, ma'am. My website is sydneycarter.net. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Reporting for Civic Center TV and WBLD, this is Samana Sheikh. Back to you, Sheena.
Thanks, Samana. You are listening to 89.3 WBLD, Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield. We are at the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show on this beautiful Michigan afternoon. If you're interested in stopping by, come to the West Bloomfield High School. You can find us broadcasting here until 3 p.m. The show goes until 6 p.m. We're going to take a quick break. Again, you're listening to 89.3 WBLD, Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin. We'll be right back.
You're watching the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, right here on Civic Center TV. Television that's close to home.
Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin. Thanks for joining us again. We are broadcasting live at the West Bloomfield High School. It's the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. If you're interested in stopping by, we'd love to see you. We'll be here broadcasting live until 3 p.m. today. The show actually goes until 6 p.m. today. We're taking over the parking lot of the West Bloomfield High School. I have a special guest with me in the booth. We have Harvey Gerson. He's chairman of the Cable Communications Commission for Greater West Bloomfield. Harvey, thanks for being with us today.
It's great to be here.
Thanks. Now, can you tell us a little bit about your role with the commission?
Yes, well, as chairman, a position I've held for now 7 years. Our job is primarily to oversee, and we're responsible for Civic Center TV.
Fantastic.
And now WBLD Radio, which is a great new addition to our media package.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
One of the things we're doing now is getting to better understand our audience, the people who watch and listen to us, and also to find out what they think about what we do and how we can make things better for more people to watch and listen.
Yeah, because ultimately, if those who are viewing and listening aren't happy, then we need to make some changes, right? And I feel like we're doing a really great job, but there's an event coming up where people who are viewing or who are interested in giving their feedback can actually have some say in what's going on. Can you tell us about that event, please?
Absolutely. It's called Community Conversation, and it's going to be held on August the 10th, which is a Thursday evening at 6:30 to 8:30. Anybody who lives in our 4 communities of West Bloomfield, Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, and Kiko Harbor are invited. You don't have to sign up in advance, just show up. We're also going to have prizes and some refreshments, so it's really going to be worth your while. The main thing we want to do is to get a better feel for what the community thinks about what we're doing and find out ways how we can, as you mentioned, make things more interesting for people. So more people will watch us.
Yes, I believe in constant improvement and open lines of communication. Can you tell us a little bit about the format? What can people expect? How can they let their voice be heard on August the 10th?
It'll be hosted by a professional, what we call a facilitator, which is a moderator, who is excellent, and she's very good at getting people to open up and tell us things. And we don't know how many people are going to be there, and we're hoping a lot show up. There's plenty of room for people to be there. It's going to be a fun night, and it's going to be an exciting opportunity, and we'll learn a lot more. And, if people have any gripes, that's an opportunity to tell us. I think most people are really happy.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'll definitely make a point to put that in my personal calendar and see if I can stop by. As a new resident of West Bloomfield Township, I'd be happy to be there. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts here today at this amazing and incredible art show. Have you had a chance to walk around yet?
A little bit, yeah. We just got here a little while ago, my wife and I, I wasn't sure how it would work with a smaller area than they've had in the past. But I really think it's great because, everything is compact. You can walk from one booth to the other, and the weather can't be better.
It is perfect, yes.
I remember in past years it's been so hot that it's, all you could find was, where's the local fan? Yeah. It's been a beautiful day, and a lot of people here. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I keep seeing people walk by our booth where we are, and everyone looks happy, and I see a lot of people walking away with artwork, jewelry. I saw someone walking by with this huge thing that appeared to be a light fixture of some sort. It
Amazing.
Was pretty incredible. Is there anything that you're hoping to find, some sort of a treasure that you're hoping to find here today?
You never know.
We'll never know.
We'll walk around and see, we have 10 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren, so, when we start buying for all of them, that's going to be pretty expensive.
Yeah, that's always a fun role to have, too. I definitely had my eye on some of the jewelry booths here today. Well, we really do appreciate your time, Harvey. Thanks for stopping by. And again, can you recap that event for everyone so that they make sure and put that on their calendar? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All righty.
Oh, yes, and there's one other thing. We have an online survey, too.
Okay.
So if you can't make that meeting, you can also tell us your opinion online. gwbcable.org. It's easy to find. You just click on it, and there's a short survey. It's confidential. You'll enjoy it.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you so much for caring about the community and making sure that we feel involved as well. Thank you. You are listening to 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake West Bloomfield. And we are going to head out to our field reporter, Samana Sheikh, where she has another one of our artists standing by. Samana?
This is Samana Sheikh reporting for Civic Center TV and WBLD 89.3. And right now, joining me, I have Officer McNeely.
Hi, guys.
So today, he's actually set up here handing out a bunch of coffee mugs, pencils, and stuff from the police station. So overall, how has your experience been at the Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show?
Well, the greater West Bloomfield area, we have a wonderful relationship with our community and residents here. So we've gotten a huge support, and we have these files we like to give out for our residents. If there's a medical emergency, we give out things like that for them. They can fill this information out, put the sticker on their front door, and the fire department or the police department would have information that we may need to give out, if there's an emergency at their home. Otherwise, it's a great opportunity for us to continue to build that bridge with the community, so we love it.
Of course. So have you been able to branch out and look at the other artwork nearby?
I'm going to escape out here sooner or later. I have a partner with me, Officer Jacob is with me, and he's floating around right now, and then once he comes back in, I'm going to peek out and go check out some of the cool stuff, and it's kind of neat to talk to some of the artists who travel from different parts of the country and different parts of Michigan, so it's pretty neat, and Patty and Charles work so hard to put this on, and they make sure the police department here is here, and the township is here, as well as the fire department apparatus here, so we can all intermingle with the community, so overall it's a great time.
So far, what have you heard about the art from the other officers?
This is pretty cool. I've saw some birdhouses people were walking around with and some stuff like that. So I'm interested to go check out some of the birdhouses and some other cool little knickknacks around here. So it looks pretty neat so far.
So today at your booth, what else have you done besides meet some amazing residents and hand out some coffee mugs and stuff from the police station?
Well, this is another good opportunity for us to continue to build our brand with our community, which is we're community based and we have that great relationship as I indicated earlier. So it also gives me an opportunity when residents have questions. They have questions about maybe traffic or the orange barrel syndrome that we have up and down Orchard Lake Road. So they have questions about that and different things that we can help them out with and give them as much information as we can. It's a good opportunity, like I said, to build our brand, which is community.
It's funny that you mentioned the construction and traffic because I'm the construction and traffic reporter.
Oh, is that right? So you're staying busy is what you're telling me.
Yes.
You stay as busy as we do. Because the next question is like, when's this going to end? When's that going to end? And we always direct them out, to the Oakland County Road Commission for the answer to that question. So usually.
So how do you like the location this year at West Bloomfield High School?
Patty and Charles, I love it. If you're watching right now, I'm sure they're floating around here somewhere. I think it's fantastic. So far I've gotten great feedback from the residents and the patrons here that they like the change here. The light works great. Parking is excellent, and people it's not so chaotic, and then we're able to respond. We had a couple of patrons that let the heat get to them a little bit, and we're able to access them a lot quicker, and then the medical staff can get to them a lot quicker. So big thumbs up for the location change. So hopefully the powers that be that we'll put it back here next year.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Officer McNeely. Do you have anything to add?
Enjoy yourselves, guys. Have fun.
Thank you. Reporting for Civic Center TV and WBLD, this is Samana Sheikh. Back to you, Sheena.
Thanks, Samana. And again, you're listening to 89.3 WBLD. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin. We are broadcasting live from the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. We are going to take a little break here. We will see you on the other side. Thanks for listening to 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield.
You're watching the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show right here on Civic Center TV. Television that's close to home.
Let's return here to some of the things that are happening right around me right now at the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. We have our field reporter, Samana Sheikh, standing by. She has secured an interview with hopefully one of our artists or residents who are here today. Samana.
Hi, this is Samana Sheikh reporting for Civic Center TV and WBLD 89.3. And right now, I actually am interviewing a local resident that has shopped today at this Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. So, can you please introduce yourself and some of the stuff you have bought?
Well, I'm Carol Ihnen. I bought a lovely set of knives when I got here. And I also bought a beautiful lamp from Jack Riley, her booth, one of a kind, that we're very pleased with. My husband will be, I'm sure.
So what attracted you to buy these pieces?
Different style, technique, I don't know, just found objects, I guess.
Do you come to the Fine Art Show every year?
Oh, yes. My dear friend Peggy Dufresne and I always come to as many as we can. Peggy, would you like to say a few words?
So every year, do you tend to buy new art for your home or? Okay. So what have you bought in previous years?
Jewelry, leather, glass. I love pottery. All my casserole dishes have to come with a lid, and that's the best place to find those at the art show.
Okay, so this year, going through the various artists and the various booths, what else has attracted you?
Well, there's my favorite booth. I don't know what I did with his card, but this gentleman has pieces of pottery and glass that he and his wife have created. They're from North Carolina, and it appears to be Tiffany or Lalique crystal, which are from the Art Deco age. So that really excited me. I do art as well, but not as good as them.
That's amazing. Okay, so thank you so much for letting me interview you. And if you could just restate your name and we'll call it a day.
I'm Carol Ihnen, and peace.
Thank you. Reporting for Civic Center TV and WBLD, this is Samana Sheikh. Back to you, Sheena.
Thanks, Samana, and thanks for getting a take on this event from one of our residents. That's always refreshing to hear people who are having a great time. We are going to jump into a short break. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin. You're listening to 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
You're watching the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, right here on Civic Center TV. Television that's close to home.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin, and you're listening to 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. We're broadcasting live from the 15th Annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, held here at West Bloomfield High School. That's located off of Orchard Lake Road, just north of Walnut Lake Road. The show will be happening today up until 6 p.m. If you're in the area, please stop by. We'd love to have you support some local artists, as well as some artists that are from around the country and around the world. I have here with me in the booth one of our local artists. We have Tiffany Brown with CanDoCrafts.com. That's K-A-N-D-U crafts with a K.com. She is indeed from Michigan, and she specializes in mixed media, home, and garden decor. Tiffany, thanks for being with us.
Hi, it's nice to see you.
Thank you. So tell me a little bit about some of the artwork that you produce. I mean, I'm looking at this amazing, I would say whimsical birdhouse, complete with chimney, has a roof on it. It looks almost like something you would see from The Hobbit. It's very whimsical and adorable.
I get that all the time.
I love it.
I take inspiration, some of them from fairy tales and that sort of thing, like but I also do some things that are more of the traditional architecture type of things also. But everything has stone shell, or I call it buttons, which is buttons, jewels, various different antique jewelry and that sort of thing into it also.
Nice. So what types of birds generally find their home in some of your artwork?
Most of our stuff is made for chickadees, wrens, nuthatches, and bluebirds, which are the smaller size birds. These are more for the bigger ones. These are more for your swallow type of birds, your bigger ones. But yeah, most of them are the smaller size birds. They do. And all of our houses have 4 coats of exterior spar urethane on them, so they do really well outside. They're going to hold up. That's also what makes them shine the way they do.
I love that. Now, when you're sitting down and you're saying to yourself, I want to create a new piece of art. Now, I'm not an artist, so I don't know how this works, but how does your thought process progress in moments like that?
Well, usually my first inspiration comes when I'm waking up in the morning. You know, I have a dream about it, and then I have a first inspiration right in the first thing in the morning is I'm waking up. That, and then from there I have to come up with the actual plan to make what I see in my head come
into reality.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's usually where most of my crazy ideas come from. Or sometimes if I'm flipping through a book, or you know, I'll see a color that I like or something like that, it'll be an inspiration also. Also, like if I do the button ones, I usually always have a piece of old costume jewelry from the 50s, 60s, sometimes even like earlier than that has all different colors and stuff, and that becomes I put that up in the
front center,
of it, and then that becomes a color ideas. And
yeah, I see that. Now, what attracted me to this piece when I first saw it was that vibrant blue. It's almost a teal with a hint of sea green in it.
Yeah, I call it my peacock blue.
I love it
because it's got indigo, it's got the turquoise, it's got the green. So it's kind of all the colors you'd see of a peacock. But actually, this is part. I was never able to get the colors that I wanted from a store-bought stain color. So I'd actually started mixing my own stain colors. So this, and I have a purple and several other colors that are the super bright, vibrant colors that are ones that I hand mix myself.
Very nice. Now I could see even this piece not being put outside, but putting inside on display somewhere. It's really beautiful.
I have a lot of people that put them on mantles, and I've even had people put them on baby grand pianos and all kinds of different things. Yeah, inside. But I mean, I like to make them to a quality level so they can if you want.
Yeah, I
want
see
to put them
that.
out.
Yeah. Now tell everyone who's listening where you're located here at the art show.
We are at booth number 104. We're kind of in the middle.
The middle row there?
The middle row, yeah.
Absolutely. Again, everyone, this is Tiffany Brown with CanDoCrafts.com. That's with a double K, K-A-N-D-U, crafts with a K.com. She's a mixed media specialist with home and garden decor, coming to us from our home state of Michigan. Everyone, thanks so much for listening. We're going to jump into a short break. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin. You're listening to 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield.